I gave myself 5 days to master one of the hardest assassins in Mobile Legends, Hayabusa. Even though he got nerfed recently, Hayabusa is still a deadly assassin, and honestly, he's still scary enough to get banned in some games. But deep down, I always wanted to master Hayabusa. So, I decided to challenge myself. Can I learn Hayabusa in just 5 days? Before starting this challenge, I have to admit I didn't have much experience with Hayabusa. I had only played 5 games with him, which shows how noob I really was.
Am I a hero?
Day 1. Zero experience. In my head, everything seemed professional. But in execution, it was a disaster. Controlling the shadows and ultimate? Honestly, I still felt like they were controlling me, not the other way around. Every time I used them, I had no idea where I was going or coming back to. And worse, I wasn't killing anyone, though, well, the minions suffered big time. Not saying I was a total disaster, sometimes I even pulled off a combo. The most important thing that helped me was trying to push the map vision a bit ahead so I could see better and aim the shadows correctly. Here's something interesting I found out. If you're using Hayabusa's ultimate and the enemy uses flicker in the same direction they're trying to escape, your ultimate gets cancelled. You might not believe it, but I won all my games on day 1. Just kidding. Unfortunately, I lost all 3 games. Day 2. Could I really master this hero? Or was I just wasting my time? Honestly, day 2 was a mix of being a noob and slowly getting better. I learned that Hayabusa's golden rule is: go in, ultimate, and get out. Go in, ultimate, and get out.
Another one.
Well, let's just forget this scene. I guess you've got it memorized by now. Let's go in, ultimate, and get out. By the way, did you know that every time you use your shadows, it shows at the bottom of the screen how many are left? I didn't know that myself until day 2. And finally, after a lot of chaos, I got my first win with Hayabusa. But don't get too excited. In the next 2 games, even though I felt like I was playing well, we lost in the most unbelievable way. Can you believe we lost a game where we were 22-5 ahead? Alright, now let's take a look at Hayabusa's builds and emblems. Honestly, I'm not skilled enough to create my own unique build, so what I'm sharing is based on research of pro players' builds. When it comes to emblems, you usually have 2 setups. One focused on attack speed, and the other on adaptive attack. I tried both, and it really depends on your playstyle. The key point is that in both setups, you use Warcry and plus Seasoned Hunter for jungle stuff. For builds, there are lots of options. A common one is to start without the popular Sky Piercer item. Depending on the game, you can add anti-heal, and if you still want Sky Piercer, you can buy it as your second item. One more important thing, you don't always need your ultimate to get kills. Sometimes, a simple dash inside, basic attacks, and your first skill hit are enough. Just make sure to get out before your shadows run out. But well, the last fight of the 3rd game, thanks to my impressive noob skills, was handed over to the enemy. And the result? Another clean loss. Day 3. If I had to sum up day 3 in one word: disaster. In the first game, I just died. And died. And yep, died some more. At one point, we had no turrets left. Honestly, I still don't know how we defended that lord. Somehow, we made a comeback, and the only useful thing I did was steal the lord. But even that win couldn't save how terrible I was playing that day. It seriously felt like I was back to day 1. The next 2 games? Same story. Died and lost. We all have bad days, but it's those bad days that help make the good ones count. So if you're having rough games too, hey, you're not alone. Day 4. That voice? Yeah, it wasn't unfamiliar anymore. Day 4 was all wins. All MVPs. For the first time, I could actually feel myself improving. Using shadows felt smoother. My movement? Faster. My decision-making? Sharper. Here's a cool little trick about Hayabusa that you might not know. Every time you teleport to one of your shadows, it reduces the cooldown of your first skill by 1 second. Another thing that changed on day 4, I wasn't throwing out my ultimate too early anymore. Instead, I'd poke with basic attacks in skill 1, and only ultimate when it really mattered. Even if the game started going south, Hayabusa would somehow bring it back. So yeah, after that mess of a day 3, day 4 felt like real progress. It ended on a win. But I knew if I wanted to truly master Hayabusa, I had to prove it on day 5. Day 5, the final day of the challenge. 5 days with Hayabusa, full of highs and lows. Day 5 kicked off with a loss. But not just any loss, I actually played really well. Here's a quick montage of the kills I pulled off that game. And that's how that game ended. Game 2. Way easier. The same old golden rule, go in, ultimate, get out. I was getting smoother, cleaner. This time, I even focused on turrets and pushing lanes. And in the end, a clean win and another MVP. 5 days, from a clueless, feed-prone noob, to a Hayabusa who can snag MVPs and carry games. I'm not saying I've mastered him, but I'm definitely not scared of him anymore. And now, it's finally time to add him to my favorite heroes. Thanks for sticking with me this far. If you liked it, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.